Hey, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County. It's about that time of the month where we have Dr. Tammy Garrett in here with the Bedford County Schools. Dr. Garrett had something else come up, and she sent an A-team player to come in here, Carol Garrette, who does spell her name different.
That's correct.
Right, differently. And Carol, we appreciate you coming in this morning and filling in for Dr. Garrett. Folks, always remember these are some busy folks. 20% of our population in Bedford County, 10,000 people are in the schools Monday through Friday. No stress here,
right.
Carol,
no
we appreciate everything y'all do. So anyway, welcome, Carol.
Thank you for having me here. I came in the door today.
You came in on two wheels around that corner.
I came in on two wheels, wrong side.
I know you did the substitution thing at the last minute, right?
I did, and I came in the door saying, I'm so sorry you are stuck with me this morning. Dr. Garrett's got a superintendent meeting, so she's traveling this morning.
She is. Safe travels for her.
We appreciate you having us on the air, though.
We always appreciate the school system coming in. I can assure you that Hopkins Farm Broadcast, WLJ, is always going to support our public schools here.
And I brought lots of notes.
I noticed I'm going to have to get my reading glasses out because got a whole bunch of notes. So what do you want to talk about first, Carol?
Well, I think the plan was for Dr. Garrett to talk about Summer Learning Camp, which is right upon us. So we wanted to share a little bit about that. Our director of Summer Learning Camp is Mrs. Susan Huff. But we opened up applications back in April, and we had over 1,300 people applied for Summer Learning Camp. So we're excited about that.
That's a lot.
It is. We're still working on the numbers.
Still summer school?
It's summer school, yes. But it's really...
It's summer school on steroids.
It is, because it's really fun. They plan a lot of fun activities.
They really do.
It's extra supports in learning, but done in a really fun way. And we do have over 200 staff working at Summer Learning Camp. And they are certified teachers. We have nurses on board. We have SROs on board. We have a site director for every elementary and middle school. So they're all in.
Every single school?
Every elementary and middle school. Yes, that's where Summer Learning Camp is going on, because this is for our current kindergarten through rising ninth graders. But we also, I can tell you a little bit about a kinder camp we have for some incoming kindergartners as well, to get them ready for school too. But we did have over 1,300 apply. It looks like maybe we're going to be able to get around 1,200 in, but we're not sure. We're still working on the numbers. They're still working. The funding comes from the state for this. So
it's mostly probably a personnel and space limitation.
It is, and money. It's always money, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's personnel limitation then, right?
Okay,
because you got to pay folks. You got to pay folks to do it, right?
That's right. That's right. Who wants to be there in June if there's
so the money comes from the state? Okay.
Yeah, money comes from the state.
All right.
So hopefully, it sounds like, according to Ms. Huff, that the confirmations of who got in and who's on the waiting list at this point are going out tomorrow, is my understanding from her. So a communication to those folks that have applied tomorrow. But Summer Learning Camp, the theme this year is called Gear Up for Learning. It is Monday through Thursday, full day. So it's 7:30 to 2:30, and it's June 2nd through June 26th.
It's almost upon us.
It is almost upon us.
A couple of weeks, yeah.
They're working hard to be ready for that as we close out this year. We don't have our third grade TCAP
that
scores
stuck out when I read your notes here.
I noticed that when Ms. Huff was telling me that. We don't have those back yet.
Shouldn't the state have those to you now?
Well,
Because part of that program is to be able to do some, I don't know what the lack of term is, additional study.
Extra supports.
Thank you. During the summer for those kids that didn't.
That's right.
That didn't essentially pass or didn't score high enough.
Didn't score proficient.
Right.
So that they come into the
So they need to know right away.
That's right. So we need those numbers. So that's
you guys need to know.
That's why they're still working it a little bit, because once they get those,
could that impact the number of kids that are able to go to? Okay.
It can change who's going to go.
Gotcha.
Who's
Not the number, but
right, because those that need extra supports that didn't score proficient on TCAP would get first priority.
And they should.
They should, so that they're ready to be successful as they enter their next grade.
We want them to move on to the next grade.
That's right.
And I know the state provides that opportunity for y'all to do that for them.
That's right. The kinder camp, we have seats for 225 rising kindergarten students.
Rising kindergarten.
That's right.
So rising from what to what?
From either not being in school or maybe from a pre-K program of some sort. Either our pre-K program or another one into kindergarten.
All
yes.
Right. Rising kindergarten.
That's right. And that's just the 23rd through the 26th, and that's a half-day program. But it's really important for those kids to come in, learn how to stand in line, learn about sharing, learn about structure in the day prior to arriving in the kindergarten classroom in August.
Oh, absolutely. And it probably is less stressful for them then, too. If
and less stressful for the teachers.
And the parents, maybe.
Correct.
If it's their first student going to school.
That's right. There is no cost for summer learning camp. That's good because this funding is provided by the state.
Okay.
And another bit of good news is our nutrition team is on the scene. So shout out to Janet Clarkson.
Janet got all her people working there.
She's got them ready to go.
Okay.
And breakfast and lunch will be served daily, so that's good news. The kinds of activities that they're planning, it's reading and math intervention. And they're also doing some STREAM activities, which stands for science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and math.
I'm glad you explained that.
Yes, STREAM.
STREAM.
Sometimes it's STEAM, but sometimes it's
used to be
STEM.
STEM.
Sometimes it's STEM.
Yeah,
science, technology,
STEM,
engineering, and math.
Right.
And then we've added in reading and arts.
So
but
we're
those,
going upstream now. Okay.
Those types of activities, lots of physical activity
That's
daily.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Get the kids moving.
That's right.
Not just behind the computer screen, right?
Exactly,
All
for
right.
sure. And with less students per teacher, they can do some more activities that maybe they couldn't do.
And really focus on some of the kids. Yeah.
Right.
What a great
and zero
opportunity.
In on, here's the blind spot for this student, and if we can make that go away, some light bulbs can go on and
I talked to a teacher the other day that's going to be doing this, teaching during the summer, and he was excited about the fact that his class size was going to be a lot smaller, so he could really focus on those kids and give them extra attention on learning.
Exactly, because, teachers have a heart for what they do.
This one does. Yes. Everybody I've talked to does.
And when you see a student struggling, but you've got 30 kids to manage and move on, and you're teaching to the middle, and you're trying to move everybody on, it's very frustrating when you don't want to leave.
So it's a great opportunity for the teachers, too, that want to do this,
Absolutely.
to have a really good student-teacher ratio.
And how would that make you feel if you saw this student that you knew you helped significantly in a summer learning camp situation, and to see them come back the next year in your school and they're excited because they overcame some of those blind spots. They're ready to go. That's why
you get an education, right?
That's right.
Got to have a passion for that.
Super exciting.
No doubt. Bus transportation. What about
transportation. Yeah. So
Kenny Parker going to have his people working?
He is. So there's a little bit of nuance to this, a little bit complicated, so I wanted to make sure I had it straight. So bus transportation is offered, if needed, to students that are attending summer learning camp at their zoned schools.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right.
You don't want to have to do reroutes.
That's right. And while there is summer learning camp at Thomas, there is not bus transportation to Thomas, because Thomas is a little bit of a different situation. Students come from all over.
That's right.
And then also SACP, so our aftercare program, and this summer that will be at Southside. So there's not bus transportation to Thomas or to SACP. Now, students that are in SACP's summer care program, now that's not learning camp, but that's summer care that folks are paying for, they may attend summer learning camp at Southside. So if you're paying to have your child cared for with SACP at Southside, then you get to do summer, and you're in summer learning camp, you get to be at Southside. Makes it a lot more convenient for those parents, for sure. Just makes sense.
For those that forgot, SACP is normally the after-school care.
That's right, school-age care program. Right. And they are hosting a summer care program this summer, very affordable. Those sign-ups are underway now. There's not a deadline for signing up until, you can sign up all the way to mid-July.
Okay.
But they're offering, and they do all kinds of fun stuff. They're urban air and Kona Ice and pool days and park days and Chuck E. Cheese and lots of fun stuff, but very affordable for parents.
Absolutely. Well, that's great you guys have an opportunity to do that. Folks, we're talking to Carol Garrette, the Director of Communications for the Bedford County Schools, about summer learning camp and some other things. And we're going to take a 90-second break and be right back.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool, and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company. 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
Hi, my name is Lexi Collins. I think my friends should go to SACP because they let us do a lot of fun things. We get to go to so many exciting places. This is why they should go to SACP.
At United Communications, we're more than just fast internet. We're your local connection to reliability and service you can count on right here in Bedford County. With fiber fast speeds and a team in your community, we keep you connected when it matters most. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers, just real service from people who care. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local internet.
Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County. It's that time of the month where we have the Bedford County Schools come on in here and talk about various things going on in our public school system. Today we have Dr. Carol Garrette filling in for Dr. Garrette. No relation, spelled different, and talking about summer learning camp. And Carol, I know on the break there we were talking, you had a couple of other things you wanted to talk about on that as far as CDC and some things.
Yeah, so some of our students that have some special developmental needs, we are offering a CDC summer learning camp as well.
Good.
And that will be, if it's elementary age, it will be at Cartwright Elementary in their CDC environment there. And if it is middle school age, it will be at Community Middle in their CDC environment. So I just wanted to mention that. If you have questions about that and how that works, I would suggest calling the central office, asking for Susan Huff, and getting that information there. But
what's that number at the central office?
So it is 684-3284.
And ask for
Susan Huff.
Ms. Huff's office.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also there's a lot of information, frequently asked questions. There's a great set of frequently asked questions on our website, and that is bedfordk12tn.com. And then if you'll go to the resources tab, and under that, you'll see Summer Learning Camp 2025. Lots of information there. I think you'll get all your questions answered. And we try to take what parents most ask and put that on there and keep that updated for you.
And, folks, if you just Google Bedford County Schools, make sure you put Tennessee in there, because you will get Bedford County, Virginia.
You will end up in Virginia, and that is confusing.
It is. It is. What else you want to open enrollment? Is that a topic you want to talk about?
Sure. So that's going on this month.
So what is open enrollment?
Yes, so great question. Open enrollment is for parents of students that would like to enroll their child in a school that is outside of their zone. So we are zoned now, all grades, all the way through high school.
So we already have school choice in Bedford County.
That's right. That's right. So if they would like to do that, then they need to first go to our website, again, www.bedfordk12tn.com, and under the resources tab again, you will see open enrollment. There's a chart in the middle of that page that shows how many seats are available at each school.
Oh, good.
Let me first say Southside, because we have portables and it's
that's the one place that's really
that's
still
going to be closed.
Yeah.
No open seats. There's just not room, and we're still working. We're working on that to get kids out of portables there.
As soon as we get Liberty School construction finished,
That's right.
right?
That's right. It's going to loosen that crowding there at Southside.
Absolutely.
And also, Thomas Magnet, of course, that's a test-in environment. So those, we do not have open enrollment at those two schools this year.
Just got a test to get there, right?
But there's a chart that shows how many seats are available at each school in each grade. But, it varies. Like, for example, I put some examples on here. Like, Cartwright has only 6 available kindergarten seats. That's it. No more seats available in any of the other grades. Learning Way has 10 kindergarten seats and 6 first grade seats. That's it. Cascade Middle, for example, has 12 6th grade seats, 12 7th grade, 12 8th grade. So you've got to go to that chart and see, I've got a child entering 4th grade. I want them to go to Cartwright. Well, there's no seats available. So check that before you apply.
Certainly.
But then if you want to apply, that application is right there on that page. Again, there's frequently asked questions. The enrollment is going on through May 31st. It doesn't matter if you do that today or you do that at 10 p.m. on May 31st.
Won't be reviewed till after May 31st.
That's right.
Yeah.
The priority that we give is not to when you turned your application in, but if you are a Bedford County resident, that will receive priority above someone coming in from out of county.
And we do have that.
And we do have
that. They
that.
have to pay tuition.
They pay tuition.
Yeah.
But they would not be given priority over our Bedford County residents.
Makes sense, Yep.
One application for each student. So if you've got 3 children in the home and you're wanting to go to a different school, you do have to do an application for each child. However, and this will segue me to something that applies to everybody across the board, and that's the student information form. That has to be filled out every year because we need to know, in order to place children in classes and figure out our class schedule, which goes on over the summer. You got principals, assistant principals, EIS clerks, and our attendance folks working on seats in classrooms and class schedules, who's going to be where at what time. So in order to get that done, we have to have an updated student information form every year.
And I know there's a lot of students and families that tend to move around.
That's right.
Different houses, change their phone numbers sometimes. So it's critical they know address. That's what school you go to.
That's correct.
And a phone number in case there's an emergency with the students.
And that is something I would really like to emphasize this morning. When we practiced our emergency drill this year, full scale, we partnered with first responders, Homeland Security. When we practiced that, it really got people thinking about having backup contact information. So something happens in the middle of a school day, it's 11 a.m., and your child in the school is being evacuated, and your child needs to be picked up, but you're in Nashville, significant other is at work in Tullahoma, neighbors at a doctor's appointment, you need to have backup plans.
Needs to be pretty robust.
That's right. In fact, if you talk to folks that work at the central office that have children in schools and in multiple schools, they'll tell you they probably have about 5 backups. Mom, dad, grandma, aunt, neighbor. You've got lots of backup plans. If something happens, you cannot, and you send your brother to pick up your child, and uncle is not on the pickup list, he's not going to get
That's
the
a hard
child.
and fast rule, and it should be.
It absolutely is.
Because a lot of times there's issues within families.
That's right.
I mean, there just is.
So don't just put mom and dad or Dad and Grandma put as many as you possibly can. And so that goes on this
And the
form.
emergency will happen at the most inconvenient time.
Right. Unexpected.
Like you said, when you're out of town, your kid's in school. So, folks, I'm glad you brought that up, Carol, from a public safety perspective especially, is make sure you got a robust number of contacts that have permission to pick your child up.
That's right. And it just takes a few minutes to log into Skyward, check everything, make sure everything's current, add a couple of emergency contacts, get that filled in, save it. We say the deadline is June the 26th. Obviously, you can do an update anytime. However, here's what happens. After June 26th, 2025, we will shut down Skyward. That's our database for all of this information.
Right.
So, and once that shuts down, they're working behind the scenes to roll over to the new year. And then sometime in July, they open this back up for the new school year. Those people who have not filled this out will not be able to get their child's class information, teacher information, class schedule information. You will not be able to get it.
So this is a block you got to check.
You gotta get in there and do this.
Folks, make sure you get into Skyward and update your emergency contact information for your student. That shows you how critical it is.
It is, and it really is a safety thing, and we need this information.
Having worked with the school systems for years when I worked for the county, and it always seemed like when an emergency happened, the most inopportune time, and I saw a lot of folks showing up to get kids that they weren't allowed to because they're not on the list. And you know what? I support the school system on that.
Absolutely.
You got to be on the list.
You have to.
Yep. What else you got, Carol?
Well, again, back to the SACP. I think we have, last time I looked, maybe just shy of 100 signed up for the summer care program. That is underway right now. It's very affordable. Lots of exciting things going on there. I think they're traveling to the Discovery Center I saw on the calendar. I just put the calendar of activities online on the SACP Summer Care Program page, so you can see all of that. It is $75 per child per week, or if you're just doing it daily, then it's $17 per child. Very affordable, and that drops if you have additional children that are in that program.
I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
I know. I want to go to the aquarium.
You want to go? Is that the aquarium in Chattanooga?
Mm-hmm.
No kidding. Yeah, that's a great place.
And the pricing is very affordable. All the meal information is on there as well. What children get for each day, meal wise, everything's on there. If you have any questions, though, call the central office 684-3284.
You knew I was going to ask.
That's right. Ask for the SACP. Good folks there will help you out.
I know it's the last thing you have on your list here is one of the most critical things.
Yes.
And you're beaming over here.
Well, I'm always happy for the seniors.
Well, I mean, it's, when a child goes from kindergarten all the way through the 12th grade, this is what a culmination of a lot of effort.
That's why we're here.
And a lot of effort on a lot of teachers' parts, support staff,
parents.
Everybody else. Don't forget the parents.
That's right.
Parents making sure that this child gets to this day. So talk a little bit about what's coming up with senior graduation.
I got to present a scholarship at one of the senior honors days the other day, and I said it's my favorite day of the year. The seniors, here they are in their caps and gowns. They're getting money to move on, or they're about to go on to a next chapter. They're getting their yearbooks. They're saying goodbye to friends and hello to new chapters and new adventures. It's just a special time. But anyway, graduation is next week, but it's a little bit different this year than we've broken from tradition a little bit.
Okay.
So Shelbyville Central's graduation is next Tuesday. That's May the 20th. It will be at 7 o'clock in their football stadium. If it rains, it'll be the next day, same time.
Okay.
Cascade will be next, and they graduate on Thursday, May the 22nd. That's also at 7 p.m. If it rains, they're just going inside the gym. So no rain day.
Take a little walk.
That's right. Just going inside the gym.
Actually, a little drive, I guess, because the football stadium's at the middle school, right?
And depending on the crowd, some get to go into the gym and some have to watch it live in the auditorium across the hall from the gym. So we hope it doesn't rain.
Okay, pray for no rain.
That's right.
No rain.
And
Cascade
then Community High School is graduating on Friday, May the 23rd. That's at 7 o'clock. Rain day will be on Saturday, May the 24th, same time. So congratulations to the class of 2025.
Oh, my gosh, 2025. I'm not even going to say when I graduate. Anyway, from Central High School, by the way.
Okay.
But congratulations to all our graduating seniors, Central High School on May 20th, Cascade on May 22nd, and Community on May 23rd. Big week for students, big week for grandparents.
That's right.
Big week for parents and
families coming from out of town.
And
Welcome to Shelbyville.
And quite frankly, the teachers that got them helped get them there.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Well, Carol, we're almost out of time. Anything else you want to talk about from our great public school system?
I think that's it, unless you have something you want to ask about. CC 5K?
You know what? Oh, my gosh. No, we're not.
Okay.
No, we're going to talk about this.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we ain't running out of time, right? Or we Producer Chase?
I get excited about this
Producer
one,
Chase
too.
said we got thumbs up. We can go over a little bit. This weekend, and I may not look like it now, but I'm actually a runner. And I did for you. I ran in a lot of races in Bedford County until about 3 years ago. And we probably at the most would usually get maybe 150 entries or something like that at a race.
Sure.
And this past Saturday, I believe there was like 1,100. Does that sound right?
1,114.
Well, don't let me leave the 14
That's
out.
right. We want everyone.
And this had to do with the Shelbyville Partnership Community Foundation Connected 5K.
Yes.
Off the historic square, out to the historic celebration grounds.
That's right.
And
back.
And back.
There was an organ player in the celebration grounds. We got a lot of compliments about that.
Warren Wells, the CEO at Celebration, got that done, and there was a lot of horse show music as people
was perfect.
ran. It really was, because probably a lot of those folks had never been into the center ring before at the horse show ground.
And my son was walking like a walking horse.
What a fun event. And Carol, why don't you explain to people who this raised money for?
So the Shelbyville Bedford Community Foundation is a 501c3 organization underneath the Shelbyville Bedford Partnership. It has its own board, its own bylaws now, but this is a fundraiser for the Community Foundation. They support community initiatives, not-for-profit community initiatives that make Bedford County a better place to live and work and be and visit.
Especially education, right?
And the big support is for education, for things that there's just not money budgeted for. For example, teacher grants.
Yep.
They have supported teacher grants for the past 2 falls, and they are hoping to increase that amount for this fall. So things that we all know, teachers spend their own money, but sometimes that they're needing something that's just too much. That's $1,200 or $3,000, and it's just not there. And so it's supporting grants for worthy projects for teachers. And then next spring, the plan is to help teachers that request travel for professional development or extra things to bring back to the schools to better the school and better their kids.
Improve those skill sets.
And also maybe some travel for students as well for leadership conferences and things that Dr. Garrett gets a lot of requests for these types of travel, and she has to say no because there's just not money for it.
It's not in the budget, right.
So the Community Foundation is planning and excited about supporting. Their board members are really excited about supporting some of that teacher and student travel as well. So that's what the money was raised for.
Okay.
And we will know. I talked to Beth Davis, who was our visionary person and leader in this effort. We partnered with her to make this happen. Yeah. She said that she thinks she will know by the end of next week, minus all the expenses that they had to put the race on, and to partner with Run Nash. They were incredible at organizing this.
And I'm going to compliment them because, like I said, I've run in a lot of races in Nashville and Murfreesboro, other places.
Yes.
That group, anytime I needed information, I could click and find out what was going on, to include parking and everything else. I mean, they did a good they really did, from my perspective, believe it or not, as a runner, that they did a really good job.
We had that comment, that very same comment, Scott, from others who have been in a lot of races that said, I've never been in one that was this organized. So it was good hearing that from people who've been doing this for a long time.
And it was the first time y'all did that, and you wanted everybody to have a good experience. And the weather was perfect.
Yes.
Because it was just a little chilly in the morning.
Bit chilly.
And that's what you want.
Some breeze, a little bit overcast.
Now, did anybody's mother come out?
Somebody's mama did. My mom is 97 years young.
She is. She looked a lot younger than that, I can tell you that.
And she came out, and she was a little nervous about could she do it. She did the 1 mile. And I walked with her because I didn't want her to walk that alone.
Right.
And when we got back... Because
there was a 1 mile walk, too.
There was a 1 mile walk. There were about... maybe 40 of us, 30-something, 40 of us that did the 1 mile. Mm-hmm. So off we went, and we went behind the runners and the walkers in the 5K. Right. And then off we went, and we got back, and my mom was like, we got back on the square, and she was like, that's all?
That's it?
So I said, Mom,
that's all you got?
Next year when you're 98, we're doing the 3 miles. And she said, all right.
You know what? She set the example there, Carol. Congratulations to her. A little shout out to you, Mama. And I'm going to tell you, I don't want to hear any excuses next year, because if your 97-year-old mom could do it, I think some 45-year-olds can do it. Mm-hmm. Get out there and make it happen.
She was a little sore the next day, but
that's okay.
But she was happy.
Good for her.
And she got an award they gave an award for youngest finisher, who was 1 year old.
Oh, really?
And then oldest finisher, which she was 97.
She got that one.
She was 97. But we had
I'll just say I finished, and that's all.
She made a lot of new friends. But I wanted to, before we leave, I wanted to make sure I thanked Bedford County Schools for showing up. Because of that 1,114, 899 were representing.
Well, you guys had a competition between the schools,
We did. We said
whoever had the most entries
school with the highest percent of enrollment, so highest participation, but it had to be fair.
Yeah, sure,
had to be fair, because you can't charge East Side with the same thing you're charging Central with. Right. So highest percent of enrollment participation won a sponsored $2,000 prize, and that stirred up some. Schools are competitive.
Well, I know that a while back I got a picture from my wife who teaches. She's part-time at Learning Way, and it showed my name up on a sign-up board for Learning. So I was doing it for Learning Way.
That's right.
And there was no option there, by the way.
That's right.
Because the competition that was going on.
That's right.
That was great. It was really good to get out and see all of our educators out there, and a lot of those administrators who I'd worked with for years and still around, and do a great job for us here in Bedford County.
I opened my mouth at one point and said, hey, maybe it would be fun to do a principals in inflatables race, and the Run Nash folks just had a fit about how fun that would be, and I was like, oh no. But you're
going to be popular with the principals.
I know it's going to come full circle for me, I'm sure. But we had 9 principals that participated, and I tell you, some people said that was their favorite part. It was when it was all over. They did the little kids fun run. That was fun, and then they did the principal inflatables. And thank you, no one got hurt. No one bit the dust. They didn't tie each other's shoelaces together or trip each other. And it was so fun. But congratulations to Community Middle School. They had 152 participants, and their goal was 36. So they had like 400 and something percent and won that prize.
What a great event here. And between the Community Foundation and the partnership, there's been, we had the Christmas event up on the square. We've had this run up. Gosh. And folks, there's a lot more stuff coming. Trust me.
Yes.
It's going to be sponsored by those two organizations up there. And there were a lot of folks from out of town, too, I noticed.
Absolutely.
That came in to do that. And we like it when they come here and spend money in our stores.
Yes. And thank you to our merchants, because quite a few of them had specials going
on.
They
did, actually.
Folks
up on the square.
That were visiting either for Mother's Day or for the race. And it's just so neat if you have people visiting from out of town to have lots of things going on in Bedford County that
day. Our local businesses, yes.
Next year we have a date, I believe. I don't know that this is official yet.
Put it on your calendar, folks.
Yep, as tentative.
Right.
May the 9th, 2026. Saturday, May 9th, 2026.
Well, congratulations again. And like I said, what a great event, a great family event, and obviously to benefit education here in Bedford County. Carol, I think we're definitely out of time now, so we appreciate you coming in and substituting for for Dr. Garrette today on very, very short notice. You always have a ton of information about our schools here, good information that our parents and local residents can use. So thank you again, and thank you the whole staff, which is a big staff in Bedford County Schools, for doing what you all do to make Bedford County a better place to live and work and prepare our young people to be successful in life. Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. We have 10 programs, government related, every month right here on WLIJ 98.7 FM here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, the only locally owned radio station. Hear the facts. Hear it straight from the horse's mouth right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Scott Johnson, until next time.
United Communications builds connections you can rely on. Whether it's fast internet for your home or business, our fiber network is designed for your community. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers, just real service from real people. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local internet. Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com. When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care. From the Bedford County Schools Teacher of the Year Awards Banquet, teachers Clarissa Deal and Mary Allison Toller.
It's not easy being a teacher. Who or what inspired you to start teaching?
My 8th grade math teacher, Miss Small, and my Algebra 2 teacher, Miss Skipper, they both taught me that even though math is challenging for some students, you can still make it fun.
Teacher in elementary named Miss Drake. She made school fun and education fun. So I feel like when you see a kids grow and have fun and come to school and have a great time, that's what it means.
We're Middle Tennessee's home for pure classic country. 98.7 AM 1580 WLIJ.